Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of One Man Stream. Today is episode number 84, and it's entitled Creating a Replay Controller with Central Control and X keys. So it's going to be a pretty fun tutorial. Before we get started, if you have a moment, please stop by our website, onemanstream.com. That's where we have our tutorials along with the graphics that we've created throughout this tutorial series and the vMix UTC controllers as well. So first off, this is what the central control interface looks like. And when you open it up for the first time, you're not going to have these two components here. You're just going to have this plus button here to add a device. So what I'll do, I'll just show you how to do this. You click on the plus button, and then it has all the different devices and controllers that are available within Central Control. But you can also use the search function here. So what I did is I just typed in vMix, and you can see where it comes up right here, Studio Coast vMix. I clicked on that, and I clicked OK. And it's going to say vMix 2 because I already have vMix in this little setup right here. So we click OK. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that because we already have vMix in here and functioning. So let's just come over here and click on vMix. And you can see when we click on vMix, we have this little dialog box that comes up right here where you set the IP address. If you're a regular vMix user, you'll know that the port that vMix is on is 8088. So it's reserved for the vMix API. So you have to use a different port for connecting vMix to Central Control. So the one that it recommends is 8099. And then this IP address here, this IP address actually comes from the settings menu in vMix, but what I'm actually doing today, I'm actually running the instant replay on another computer hooked to my network. So what I did is, let's go to this look right here. So what I do is I come over here and I click this drop down menu under settings, and then I come down to where it says web controller. And you can see right here where it says website address. But what I did is on the computer that's running the vMix Instant Replay, I went on that computer, clicked on web controller, and it brought up this IP address. Well, it just so happens that IP address is 192.168.1.100. And when we go back to this look right here, you can see indeed that's what it is. It would be like this. It would be off, but all you do is click on. And then when it clicks on, it's going to come up here and tell you in the status menu, it says vMix enabled. So vMix is talking to X keys. So what we would do if we were just starting this from scratch, we would click on add device. And then in the search bar here, I would type in X keys. And this is the one that I have. It's the X keys XKE68 jog and shuttle. So I would click on that. I would click OK. Again, it's going to bring in 2 because we already have an instance of this in this layout. Click OK, and it brings it in. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I just did that to show you how you would add it to your layout. And then we're going to go over here under X keys. I'm going to click on right here, and you can see where it brings in the device identity of my X keys. And it says XK68 jog and shuttle unit ID 2. And indeed, that's what it is. So we're going to turn that on. And when we do, you can see right down here where it says jog and shuttle enabled. So just to show you the layout that we're going to do, one thing, you have to make sure that you have MacroWork installed on your computer and up and running. And if I come over here and I click this arrow, you can see what's running in the background, and you can see right here it's MacroWorks 3.1. And if I click on it, it brings this up right here. And you can see where it has under device, you can see where it has the XK68 jog and shuttle, and you can see the layout that we're working with today. Actually, this is what I created, and I printed this out. And I actually have this installed on my X keys. Let me bring that in and show you. And I apologize, you can't see some of that because of the lighting. But what I did is from this legend that I created, I came over here under File, Legends, and then you can print the legend out. Now, just to get started, just to show you that I have my X keys connected to this vMix instance on another computer, this row of keys that you see right here are the event lists, and I have it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the next row I have 7 and 8. So I click 1, and this takes me to event list 1. Then I'll click 2, event list 2, 3, 4, and you can see how it's changing right here. Let me give you a little bit better look. Let's go back to 1, and you can see event list 1 right there. Then I'm going to click on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is right here, and then 8. But let's take ourselves back to 1. So you can see that this is controlling a instance of vMix Replay that's on another computer on my network. Another way that I can show you is by toggling the live button. You can see right here where it's going off and on. And let's go back to this view right here so you can see both. When I click this live button right here, you can see where live comes on. I'll click it again, it goes off. So that's showing you that I do have this controller connected to this vMix instance. So this is where the fun starts. I'm going to bring this back in for you. And over here under controls, and this is the only part that got me kind of confused when I first started using central control. When you click on controls, the control we're mapping is the X keys, and we're mapping it with, you got to come to this drop down menu right here, with vMix inputs. And there are a lot of the vMix inputs in here, not all of them, but there are a lot of them. But there's this little handy button right here where it says execute function. And if you've watched any of the tutorials that I've done, I use vMix UTC all the time, and in vMix UTC we use something called execute link, the exact same thing. I know I'm jumping back and forth a little bit, but I want to show you one more thing that's going to be very important as we do this tutorial today. If we go back to this look right here, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on the question mark. When I click on the question mark, it opens up the web browser, and this is what it brings up in the web browser. Well, this is what I'm referring to today. Let's click on down here, and what we're looking for is this shortcut function reference. I'll go ahead and bring that in. Now this shortcut function reference has every one of the shortcuts that is in vMix. And they have it by different sections. This is transitions. This one right here is outputs. This one right here is title, and these would be all the shortcuts that have to deal with title. Input. We'll keep scrolling down. There's overlay. And then this is what we're looking for right here with replay. I'm going to scroll through here, and you can look and see all the different shortcuts that are involved with replay. And in order to use any of these in central control, all we have to do is use that execute function as a starting point. So let's go back to this, and we're going to click on this button right here. And you can see that I actually just used one of these central control shortcuts right here. This says vMix replay toggle live. So what I did is I came down here to replay toggle live. I clicked on this, and then in order to install that command onto that particular button, you have to click the plus here, and you can see where it came in a second time. So I'm going to get rid of this one because we only need it once. So that's the command I use on the replay toggle. One of the cool things, you can come over here to where it says jump to control, and you can click this on, and then anytime you push a button on your controller, it's going to go to that key. So you can see right there, well, you can't see right there, but I pushed on the list 1 button, and you can see where it brought in the command behind that button. That command I used, the vMix execute function command, which is the command that I showed you right here. vMix is this part right here. Execute function comes from right here. And then over here in this function box, I went to this right here. And let's take a look. So I want to select the Events 1 tab. So this is a shortcut right here for that, where it says Replay Selected Events 1. You can actually click on this and copy and paste, and that's what I did as I was doing this. I brought it over here back to our controller. I brought it over here to this spot. I clicked on it and pasted it, and then I clicked the plus button, and it adds that function to the key. So just to show you how that works, I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come over here, right click and paste. It brings in that command, then I click the plus button, and you can see where it brings in that command again. So let's get rid of that. List number 2, we'll click on that. You can see the exact same thing. Again, we use the execute function, and then we use the replay select event 2 as the function command right there. We're going to click on third one, event 3. That's going to take us to event list 3. We're going to click on event list 4. See where the 3 changes to 4. Event list 5. The 4 changed to 5. Event list 6. This will just kind of demonstrate what we just did. So I'm going to push the 1 button. You can see where this right here, the events list, changed to 1. And then I'm going to click 2. You can see where it changes to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So these were the buttons that we just programmed. These next 2 buttons here are 7 and 8. So I'm going to click on 7. You can see where the command comes in, replay selected event 7. I'm going to click on this one, and you can see where it comes in, replay selected events 8. So on all these, all we did was use the execute function right here on all of these. And as you notice, it just changed that end digit. We started off at 1, and we ended up right here at 8. So back to our layout. I'll show you the rest of the layout just to give you an overview. These A1, 2, 3, and 4, this is replay channel A, and these are the 4 cameras that I have. This right here, that'll help you see it a little bit better. That's replay camera B, or channel B, and that's camera 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is for creating clips with where we're going to go back 5 seconds in time, 10 seconds in time, 15 seconds in time. This is play last event. This is go to now, so it's going to take us to our current point in our replay. These over here are mark in and mark out, and this is play after you do your clip. These buttons right here, as it says, edit, mark in, and edit, mark out. So say you made a clip and the clip's kind of lengthy, the play doesn't come until the end, you can use these keys to reset the in and out points. As you can see right here, this says replay, play, pause. This is replay, change direction. And then these guys here is the speed control. We can go down to 25%, 100% would be at full speed. We can also do 33%, 50%, and 75%. Within these events right here, like I said, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras in A and 4 cameras in B. You may not want to use all those camera angles in your replay. What these keys right here do is it allows you to select the cameras that you do want to set in that replay event to go to output. So if you only had decent shots on cameras 1 and camera 3, you would just turn on camera 1 and camera 3, and then it would send those angles to your output. This button right here, you can't see it very well. It says play event list. So say we're making a highlight reel on event list 9, and you don't see event list 9, but that's where these buttons come in. What I normally do is, if I was in basketball, this would be first half and second half. I would make 9 first half and 10 second half, and then I would make 11 replays, the best replays of the entire game, kind of as a package that we play out at the end of the game, like when we're signing off. And what these buttons right here do, what they do is it takes a clip that we have in one of these events, and it's going to automatically move it to either list 9, list 10, list 11, or list 12. So say we're working on event list 4, we click on event list 4, and then we would just click this button right here. Say we're making this our game melt, and so we would just click right here, and then it's going to make a copy of that event that we have selected, and it's going to send it to that event list 12. This is the direction of replay. This is forward and this is reverse. And then this turns the replay record off and on. And this takes you in and out of live mode, and we've already showed you that. So we're going to select event list 1, and we do that by pushing on this button right here. And then I'm going to click this button right here that takes you to the first event in the list. So now you can see where that event is highlighted. Now, say that's not the event we want to play out another event. Well, we click this next event, and it's going to take us down in the list. And you can see those replays popping up over on the left-hand side. Now, this next box right here, the box next to it right here, is previous event, and that's going to take us up in the event list. Now, this right here, you'll see this says move event up and move event down. So say, let's go to the first event again, and let's go to this look right here so you can get a better view of it. Okay, so we have this first event selected, and you can see all the way over to the left, it's 0, 0, 0, 0. Well, say we want to restructure this list, and we don't want this one to play first, we want this to play last. Well, that's when we would go to that key that says move event down, which is that key right there, move event down. So we'll push on that. And when we push on it, you can see that that event, 0, 0, 0, 0 event, is now at the bottom. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move it back to the top. So we'll just use this button right here that says move event up, and we're going to take it back to the top of the event list. Now everything is in numerical order once again. And since we've given you the overview of the entire layout, now I can go ahead and show you the functions behind all these keys. So we already showed you these first keys here, 1 through 6 and 7 and 8. So let's go ahead and I'll show you the replay on and replay off. So I'll click on replay off. You can see that we didn't use the execute function. We actually used one of the ones that was included with the central control, and that is vMix stop replay recording. And on this button right here for record on, you can see it says vMix start replay recording. So one was start and one was stop. Over here, when we're in replay A, this one right here, we use the execute function right here, and we use replay A camera 1, replay A camera 2, replay A camera 3, and then replay A camera 4. Now for this, the next bank here is replay B, and it's the 4 cameras in that replay bank. So we're going to click on this one, and it changes to replay B camera 1, replay B camera 2, replay B camera 3, and replay B camera 4. Now we're going to go ahead down to where we have the clips, the pre-made settings for clips. So this one right here is going to create a 5-second clip. So when we click on that, you can see we have a new place that we need to put information in under the value. Now the function that we're using is right here where it says replay mark in out live. So let's come over here, and we're looking for replay mark in out live, replay mark in out live, and here's the value right here. So now we know the value is in seconds. So what this is reflecting right here is we are creating a 5-second clip starting from the moment that we click the button, going back 5 seconds in time. So on this one right here, we're making a 10-second clip. So we're using the same function, replay mark in out live, and the value this time is 10, and that is for 10 seconds. This next one, 15. vMix execute function, still using this function right here. Replay mark in out live, the value is 15, and again that's for 15 seconds. Now, play last event, that is probably one of the buttons that I use the most, and what that does is if you're a one-man operator like I am a lot of the times, you're actually making the clips and playing the clips out, so that's going to play the last clip. Let's look at what the function is for that. Replay, play last event to output. And again, we're getting all of these functions from this sheet right here, the shortcut function reference that we got from clicking the vMix help question mark. So let's go over to here where it says copy event to list 9, to list 10, to list 11, to list 12. Let's see what these functions are. It says replay copy selected event, and then this one also has a value with it, we have to put that right here. So this is going to go to event list 9. So now I clicked on the next button that says copy event to list 10. Value is going to be 10. Going to go to the next one. Value is 11, and go to this last one here, then change the value to 12 for event list 12. On these next buttons here that says first event, next event, previous event, move event up, and move event down, let's see what the commands are for these. This one here is replay select first event. This next one, replay select next event. Replay select previous event, and now this is where we're starting to go into a list, and then we're going to move an event up and down within that list, and you can see where it says replay move selected event up, replay move selected event down. We're going to come here to these buttons, these directional change buttons. Let's click on this. This says replay set direction forward. This one says replay set direction backward. And this is turning the cameras on and off within an event. Let's click on this. The command replay select event camera on, since we're working with number 1, the value is going to be 1. This one is going to be camera 2. This one is going to be camera 3. And then this one is going to be camera 4. And that's the functions for these 4 buttons right here. For that button right there that says go to now, the command is replay jump to now. This is going to pause replay. We actually use one of the central control ones, vMix replay play pause, so it's going to toggle play and pause. This next one is replay change direction. Click on that. We use the execute function again, and the function that we chose from our shortcut sheet was replay set direction backward. And then the buttons right here for the speed, 25, 33, 50%, 75%, and 100%. Again, these have a value. And we use the execute function again right here. Replay set speed. And then we set that speed to 0.25. Well, let's go look at our sheet again. Let's go to replay set speed. Right here. It gives us a value of between 0 and 1. So 1 is going to be 100%, and anything less is going to be a decimal. So for the first one, for 25, that's how we came up with 0.25 right here. 25% as a decimal is 0.25. Go to the next one, speed 33%. 33% as a decimal is 0.33. Speed 50%. Replay speed set 0.50. Replay set speed 0.75. 75% as a decimal is 0.75. And then 100% is 1. So the only 2 components that we haven't covered on this layout is the jog, which is this part right here, and the shuttle, which is the outer ring. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to go frame by frame forward or backward in your clip, and that's how you can adjust the mark in and out. And then by turning this to the right or turning this to the left, it allows you to much more quickly advance in that clip. So you can rewind and fast forward. The scripting for these controls is just a little bit different. If we go up to the top here, you'll see where it says buttons. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit this drop-down menu, and we're going to go to encoders. And this is where you can see the jog and the shuttle. The command for the jog wheel is actually another central control command, and that is vMix replay seek. And it's actually the same command for each one of these components. If I click on the shuttle, it's the same thing, replay seek. But like I said, when we use the jog wheel, it does frame by frame. And then when we do the shuttle, the exterior ring of that, it does it quite a bit faster. So that is how we mapped all these buttons in our X-Keys controller. That's going to conclude our tutorial for today. I hope you found it informative. If you like what we're doing here at One Man Stream, please give us a thumbs up and a like. Make sure that you do subscribe so that you'll be alerted as soon as new videos are posted. And as always, thank you so much.